Welcome to the Heavy Leather Backyard Trailer Trash Spook Show. I'm Rui the Teenage Werewolf, and here's your hosts, Sleaze Grinder and Kelly Kapow.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Heavy Leather Backyard Trailer Trash Spook Show in the studio.
Yes!
I'm your host, Kelly Kapow. You know this guy, this is Ken, and here we are again.
What do we do here on the Heavy Leather Backyard?
We give you little pieces of trailers that we watch.
Okay.
And you can decide what to do with them.
Let's get right to it. The first film I want to talk to you about, now this might be a little confusing because it's called Beast Within, but it is not the classic 80s horror, The Beast Within. I think it's a little crazy to name your film Beast Within when there's also a popular 80s horror film called Beast Within.
Yeah.
Right?
Especially if you're not gonna do a good job.
August, a lead gaming developer, is looking forward to finally meeting his online girlfriend, Cheyenne.
Like Wyoming.
Yep. At a launch party for his new gaming app, Werewolves Awaken. Would you play that?
Yeah.
Werewolves Awaken?
I love werewolves.
Do you play any horror games on your video games?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Can you name a couple?
Last of Us.
Okay.
Resident Evil.
Yep.
Until Dawn.
Okay.
There's some.
Sounds fun.
Yeah.
They plan to meet at the VIP event, which is being hosted by an eccentric billionaire at his country estate. That's always.
Oh boy.
That's always a warning.
That's always
That's
trouble.
a red eccentric billionaire at his estate. He's going to hunt you down. I mean, you should know that going in.
Yep.
However, the festivities are interrupted by a priest who condemns the party guests as marked for the beast. Convinced it's a publicity stunt, the partygoers disregard the protest until a dead body is discovered. August and Cheyenne, along with the remaining guests, become players in a deadly version of the game. You see what I'm saying? They invent the game.
The old setup.
They invent the game. Suddenly, they're actually in the game.
Oh my God.
You can't mean to have us go out there with a killer on the loose.
Or leave us in here with one.
Guys.
I don't know who it is, but it's got to be someone connected to the game. I'm pretty sure it's a werewolf.
This is absurd.
Did you see those bodies? They were shredded.
Inhuman.
This is crazy.
You can do this.
Could this be another guy in a werewolf costume movie?
Yeah.
This is, as I said, not to be confused with the 80s Beast Within. It's not a remake. They just swiped the title. But it does make sense for a werewolf movie, right?
Right.
The Beast Within. That's how you make a werewolf.
Yeah.
You have a beast within you. It comes out during the full moon.
Yeah.
So it does make sense. It's a bit of a mystery, which I like. I like a mystery movie. I like the style. I like the colors. The 1 second you see of the werewolf looks pretty good.
Yeah, we get a little glimpse of it.
Little taste.
A little glimpse, and it looks pretty good.
I'm kind of into
What
it.
else we get?
I'm a little bit into it.
A little bit into the beast within.
It's like when you trying out something new. You're a little bit into it. You're not sure whether you want to pursue it anymore. But right now, I'm curious. I'm beast within curious.
Bi-curious.
Yeah.
Be curious.
I'm not bi-curious, I'm beast-curious.
Okay. That does not sound good.
No! I take that back. I'm beast within the movie curious.
Let's move on.
I'm trying. Let's move on. What's next?
All right. This movie is called Mandibles.
Mandibles, I like the title. A mandible is, of course, the little pincers that are like an ant has.
Oh.
Am I right, Rui? Mandibles, right?
Oh.
Thank you. And other insects.
Okay. Two simple-minded friends discover a giant fly in the trunk of a car and decide to domesticate it.
Right, as you would.
To earn money with it.
Sure.
Yeah. It's directed by Quentin Dupieux
Exactly.
of Rubber and The Wrong Cops fame.
Yep.
Yeah. It was released earlier this year in France and it's still waiting on a date for US release.
Ouah, c'est une mouche? Mais non. Ah si, putain, c'est une mouche. Pourquoi on se sert pas de la mouche là pour se faire de l'oseille? Bon, on l'adresse comme un singe. On peut l'envoyer, tu vois, dans une banque pour nous ramener le pognon de la banque. Et nous, on fait rien. On l'apprivoise.
Frédéric Breton, et c'est fou de se voir.
Hein? Mais c'est quoi ce plan là dont tu connais ces gonzesses, toi?
Je les connais pas, je sais pas qui c'est. Il y en a une qui me prend pour un autre mec, c'est tout, hein. Oh, le truc, ok ou quoi?
Tu les as invités pour combien de temps, les deux crados, là?
Ce soir, j'ai préparé des paupiètes de dinde.
Elle a eu un choc au cerveau après un accident de ski. Depuis, ben, elle parle comme ça, quoi.
Bon appétit à tous. Mais c'est vous dans cette chambre enfermée comme ça?
Bah, je sais pas, rien.
Hey, tu regardes pas mes poitrines?
Dans tes rêves, hein.
Y a un truc qui craque, les deux gars là. Ça crame.
C'est quand même fou, cette histoire, non?
C'est le monde qui est détraqué, quoi. Les gens pètent les plombs. Ouais, ça craint à mort, là.
C'était quoi ce gros machin?
Une mouche.
Une mouche?
Ouais.
It's about a giant fly. They find a giant fly.
Yeah.
Should figure out how to make some money out of the giant fly. Is it going to work out? I don't know. It doesn't look
Like a horror movie.
It does. Well, it's going to go wrong.
Well, yeah, but they don't show you anything.
But they don't show you any
the
of the
trailer.
parts of it going wrong. But you got to understand.
Just looks like a quirky.
You got to understand, Kelly.
Yeah.
If you find a giant fly, it's not going to work out.
No. So you think it's gonna kill them?
It's called mandibles. It's going to use its mandibles to mandible people, for sure. Right. I think it looks fun.
Do flies have mandibles?
They wouldn't call it mandibles if a fly didn't have mandibles.
We're gonna have to do some research over here.
Now it's time for
DoomTube!
DoomTube. Welcome to DoomTube.
Welcome.
Hey, every week, Rui is our guide, the captain of our ship, taking us to ever rougher waters of the internet.
Yeah.
To the deepest, darkest, churning, black, sludgy, disgusting, fetid swamps of YouTube. And, snatches something squiggly right out of the water and shoves it right in our faces.
This week's Eldritch Abomination is, I think, there's a recurring theme on this show of the horrors of fire and public transit.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
This is an interesting video that
yeah.
you really just got to see. I can't tell what language it's in. Probably some kind of Slavic. I think it's Russian, maybe.
Let's check it out. It's called Great Jacket. All right, now this one had a surprise twist.
Yeah?
Major surprise twist.
Yeah.
Was the guy, here's the question. I don't know if you can answer or not. Was the guy making fun of his jacket and then he retaliated? Or is this something this just guy is doing with his jacket all day long?
I mean, the man was walking around with both a fireproof suit and also a flamethrower.
Yeah.
So, I couldn't tell you. Maybe he's some kind of maintenance worker that requires use of a flamethrower.
Wow, that was a disturbing video. What do you think happened? Do you think the guy died? Do you think the bus blew up?
I think he certainly caught fire. But we've all had those days. We've both been the man being flamethrown and the man with the flamethrower.
Just be careful who you're talking to, I guess, on the bus.
Yeah, we've also been the cameraman. Been all those people.
Where do you think that took place? Bulgaria?
I don't know.
Hungary?
Anything can happen in Eastern Europe.
Phew. Great jacket, everybody.
Great jacket.
By the way,
that's a pretty great jacket, too.
Great jacket.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. That's DoomTube for this week. Thank you, Rui. We can't wait to see what you come up with next.
I can't either.
And until next time, do us all a favor. Stay in the shallow end of YouTube. Or else...
you'll wind up in DoomTube.
Exactly. All right, thank you, Roy, for DoomTube. Hey, here's a movie I want to tell you about. It's called Tailgate.
Yeah.
Tailgate is a 2019 Dutch horror film about a cocksure, road-raging family man who finds himself pursued and terrorized by the vengeful van driver he chooses to tailgate. Don't effing tailgate people.
I had to ask Jared what a cocksure was last night.
It just means, you know, he's confident. Is that what he said?
Something like that, yeah.
Original title, Bumper Cleef.
No.
No?
Not good. Not good.
Is that not a good title?
Glad they went with Tailgate.
Tailgate was released in the UK earlier this year and is awaiting a US release date. Obviously, this bears some resemblance to this year's Unhinged, starring Russell Crowe as a guy with murderous road rage.
Yeah, that looks good.
But, I mean, there's room for more than one road rage movie.
There's a lot of it out there.
Because there's a lot of it out there, and it's kind of untapped.
Yeah.
Road rage is something that everybody experiences all the time.
This is why I don't drive. Because people out there are unpredictable and you never know what kind of psycho is in front of you or behind you.
It's so weird. I have zero road rage, but what I do is when somebody's acting crazy on the road, I always get, when I pass by them, I always get Stacy to stare at them and then tell me who's in the car. Because it's always like, what does this fucking idiot look like?
Yeah.
And then Stacy always tells me it's fun. But I don't actually have road rage, but I know plenty of people that do. And they get so mad that they're willing to, like my younger sister will like stop her car and like threaten the person in the other car.
That's terrible. You never know what kind of day that person is having.
Exactly. And who's to say they're not gonna kill you?
Yeah.
Pull out a gun or a machete or a chainsaw and just kill you.
This guy gets what it's coming to him, if you ask me.
So everybody, let's take the temperature down a little bit when we're behind the car, behind the wheel.
Don't fucking tailgate people.
Yeah, exactly. We'll all get there. We all have someplace important to go. Mm-hmm. I mean, not me, but most of us have someplace important to go.
Not me either.
Yeah, really. That's why I don't have any road rage. What do I got road rage for? Where do I got to go? Anyway, this movie looks fun to me. Two people in the trailer almost gets their head squashed. So that means that probably a few people do get their head squashed in the actual movie.
At least one.
Yep. Looks like complete mayhem. I'm very excited about it. Tailgate. And now, it's time for the jump scare of the week.
Wow. It's better than that.
All right, what do we got next?
Oh boy.
Yep.
This one
Yeah, here we go.
sounds like I'm gonna love it.
It sounds right up your alley,
It's not.
Kelly.
It's called Black Pumpkin.
What could be better for Kelly Kapow than a film called Black Pumpkin?
I just don't think it's gonna live up to that title.
That's what if I was tasked with writing the Kelly Kapow biography, it'd be a top contender for the name of it.
Black Pumpkin?
Black Pumpkin, the Kelly Kapow story.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool. All right, this takes place.
I'll do it if you want.
I would love it.
Okay.
It'd be very boring. This takes place on October 31st, 2018. 2 years ago.
I remember that. I remember that.
2 preteens in a small town accidentally awaken an evil that has laid dormant for decades.
Sure.
They're forced to survive through a terrifying Halloween night of cat and mouse from the monster known as Bloody Bobby.
Bloody Bobby, sure.
It's out now, streaming on all platforms.
We knew a dude when I was growing up.
Ken.
Yeah, he's got nosebleeds all the time. Bloody Bobby, it was a fucking napkin.
How are you going to have a movie that takes place on Halloween night and name your fucking monster Bloody Bobby?
Anybody that has lived in Fall Creek Valley long enough has heard the tales of what went on up there over the years. That Fall Creek Valley is being haunted by an evil demonic spirit known as Bloody Bobby.
Parents are gonna find their kids in the dark chanting, as if they're trying to channel his spirit. They're gonna hear their kids whispering, "Bloody Bobby, Bloody Bobby, Bloody Bobby."
This one didn't have me convinced at the beginning, but there's that jump scare with the peephole.
Yeah, that was pretty.
That was pretty good. You can't really get a glimpse of the killer, but it kind of looks like Killer Clowns from Outer Space or something like that, right?
Really?
Yeah, to me.
Oh.
So that was cool. The characters seem fun.
The ginger boy seems fun.
You got the nerdy tweens on the case. You got the partying teens.
Yeah.
I like all that. Are you sure?
I'm gonna watch it because it takes place on Halloween, and you know that I love horror movies that take place on Halloween.
Right, but you're just not convinced that
But I'm
it's
not
gonna
convinced it's gonna be good.
Okay, so 50-50 on Black Pumpkins. Could be good, might be garbage. Will probably be garbage.
Probably.
But it might be good. But will probably be garbage. It's time for the massacre of grab your chainsaws, grab your axes. The massacre of the week is here. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning. I don't know what time it is. Hello, and welcome to the massacre of the week.
Regardless of what time you're watching.
I'm your old pal Ken. There he is. It's Andy Excuse.
Hello, ladies and gents.
Every week we get together, we watch a massacre movie because we're horror fans, and there's a lot of massacre movies in the horror genre.
Good Lord, blizzards of them.
And so, every week we present you with one and tell you what we think, and then you can make your own decisions. I'm not the boss of you, neither is Andy. From 2008, if you remember that year?
Oh boy, do I. What a year.
The Frat House Massacre. Takes place in the 70s. Not easy to do on no budget.
Not easy at all.
So, you know it's the 70s because there's a scene with where somebody talks on the payphone, which they don't have anymore. Used to be a dime. You used to carry a dime in your pocket.
You also know it's the 70s because there's a title on the screen that gives the date, June 1978.
Right. Sean is the main character. His brother is in a coma back home, but he's away at college pledging a fraternity. So I guess there's a bunch of hazing involved that mostly looks like gay porn, right? All that hazing stuff?
Yeah, yeah.
But then they slit a guy's throat.
They do. The hazing doesn't stop with a few hijinks and, you know, getting messy or making the kid run through the quad naked or anything. They cut his throat.
Yeah. So they do this a couple of times where they're hazing somebody and then they murder somebody.
It's like a frat house massacre.
Exactly. Sean decides he doesn't want to be in the murder frat, so they drown him and they feed him to the pigs. That should be the end of the story, but it's not. At the same moment, his brother wakes up from the coma. So, you know what's going to happen next? Sean's younger brother, Bobby, goes to the same college.
Fucking Bobby.
You assume that he's going to figure out who killed his brother, but he also figures out who hit him with the car that put him in the coma in the first place. Spoiler alert, it's his goddamn roommate that did it to him.
Who is the brother of the frat president who's slitting the pledges' throats.
Right! And that's
Can
not
you imagine
even
that? What a twist.
And that's not even the twist.
That's just a twist.
That's just a twist
Byzantine.
Of another twist that's supposed to be the big twist that makes zero sense.
Twisting the massacre away.
Right. But, then it's, the mayhem ensues, but it's all like weird shit. Like,
it's weird shit.
Bobby joins an underground fight club, like directly from Fight Club, with like guys in a basement with their shirts off, fighting each other.
Yeah.
Also, there's disco.
There is endless reference to disco. It really felt like the end of the 70s in that sense, where disco was forced upon you at every waking moment.
There's like a scene where they go to the disco, and then the disco is just like a basement that's wrapped in tinfoil.
And someone has written disco on the wall, and there's a black light.
Yeah, exactly.
Remember black lights, folks? You don't remember black lights.
The weird thing is about this movie.
Weird thing?
Yeah, I guess a few things.
Among the myriad of weird things
is that there was stuff happening the whole time, but it still felt really slow.
Well, it's 2 fucking hours long, and less than half of that is going to seem worthwhile.
It seemed like it was going on forever.
It was.
And also, the budget was $1 million.
Holy crap! I guess a lot of that cocaine was real then.
What?
The set dressing was not too bad. The kid picks up his rotary phone off the stack of Playboys.
Yeah.
The set dresser, the set designer, and the choreographer did a decent job at the end, at the big frat party where the massacre finally gets cooking.
Yeah.
There's some disco choreography that's not going to make you forget Saturday Night Fever, but it really isn't bad. And I'll tell you, after nearly 2 hours, it's a fucking breath of fresh air to see something well done in this. Anyway, back to you, Ken.
1 chainsaw.
1.5 from me.
That's it! We'll see you next week.
And I hope I never see anything like that again.
Until then, keep that chainsaw.
Do the thing with the deal so the chainsaw.
Keep that chainsaw buzzing.
Ah, finally.
See you next week. All right. Hey, guess what time it is, Kelly?
Pick of the week!
Pick of the week! This is the one that we think you're really gonna love.
You're gonna fucking love this one.
This one is called Spare Parts. Spare Parts is a Canadian body horror action film that follows an all-female punk band who gets kidnapped in the wrong part of town. They wake up to find that they've had their limbs replaced with crude mechanized weapons, and their only chance for survival is to fight in the arena for the amusement of a blood-hungry cult. It was directed by Andrew Hunt, producer of Sky Sharks.
Sky Sharks.
Dead Shack.
Dead Shack.
And The Fall and Rise of Vampiro.
Ooh.
No release date has been set yet, but keep your eyes peeled.
home, aren't you?
Just trying to get our name out there, man.
Oh, you're gonna get your name out there. I got a feeling you're gonna be filling arenas soon.
What have you done to me?
It's okay. You've been chosen. Chosen. To appease the gods.
Ladies! Every day is a sunshine day. We give our blood to the dirt. From the dirt will rise life. The dirt is dry.
If you want to survive, it's gonna take a lot of work.
What if I choose death instead?
You're not ready to die, so fight for your life. And let's have some fun.
You were made for this place.
You guys are the real deal.
Show's not a show without a little bit of blood, am I right?
Fuck yeah.
Spare parts.
I'm gonna keep my eyes peeled because this looks fantastic.
I loved this trailer. First of all, I loved in the beginning. I loved the whole band versus crowd scene.
Mm-hmm.
That looked great.
You got badass babes beating the shit out of men.
I loved all the
the
weird surgery. I loved the crazy fights.
Mm-hmm.
The whole thing just looks awesome to me.
It's like a little Planet Terror, a
Yep.
little Mad Max Thunderdome.
Right.
Just like beautiful women with chainsaws and hooks and for hands killing people.
Classic.
Mercilessly.
Classic mix 'em up. So everybody, keep your eyes peeled for spare parts. So there you go, everybody. That's this week's trailers. Thank you so much for watching. Before we go, let's bring on Rui the Teenage Werewolf to give you the plugs. Here he comes, everybody. Rui the Teenage Werewolf. He used to have a tie. I don't know what happened. He's a little more
He's
casual.
casual in the studio.
Rui the casual teenage werewolf. All right, buddy. Let's give us the 411.
Well, you just watched the Heavy Leather Backyard Trailer Trash Spookshow in the studio.
Yep.
And when you're waiting for another episode, you can, in the meantime, watch or listen to the Heavy Leather Backyard.
Nope. Nope.
Nope.
That one's in the basement. It's not in the backyard.
You can listen to the Heavy Leather Horror Show podcast on Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, and the Campaneros Radio Network, gocampaneros.com. You can also check out our old show, the Heavy Leather Topless Dance Party, on heavyleatherforever.com.
Thank you, Rui. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you, Tonys. And we'll see you next time on the Heavy Leather Backyard in the Studio Trailer Trash Spook Show!